Welcome to my ramblings. This episode, Render Under Caesars. It's kind of an interesting thing. The Bible has a lot of wisdom in it. If you're a non believer, and I'm not going to mention whether I am or not, it's totally irrelevant to the discussion. But, if you're a non believer, I mean, it still contains millennia of wisdom of various civilizations, through the dawn of time. Um, and it's also considered to be divinely inspired. And there's some question that I've posed. If God is unknowing and all-knowing, is trying to communicate through man, through the framework of man's mind, does that necessarily mean that everything's going to get written down right? One of the lessons in religious ed we were taught is that um, some of the Bible is symbolic. So you could imagine that the divine message is coming, that this is the one of the most important men in this history, Abraham or Noah, whoever it was, that was said to live to be 800 years old. And then within the framework of the human mind, this significant importance would have been translated into something that the people of that time would have thought was important. And, so it got translated to that guy lived to be 800 years old. Now, that's not how the lesson was taught. The lesson was taught that some things in the Bible are symbolic, such as somebody, being 800 years old. So anyway, with that framework in mind, sort of upon reuse of the same word, different thing, uh, I was thinking about give unto Caesar what is Caesar's, render unto the Lord what is the Lord. You know, then I thought about this for a while. Maybe it's my thoughts on it. And then I heard somebody on TV the other day, C-SPAN, no CNN. They had a speaker on there, and he was saying, render unto Caesar, and so that means we should pay our taxes. And I don't really think that that's what that passage meant. We could talk about how the framers of the United States Constitution, having lived under British rule as colonists of the British Empire, and the imposition of the state religion on the framers of the Constitution. There's rigorous rules and structures, and the church had a lot of say in, well, some say in government affairs. Obviously, they did not overrule the king, but there's just, I think there was a lot of reasons, and thus the wisdom for the framers of the Constitution wanting to not have religion become a part of the state, a part of the government. And, um, you know, everybody gets offended, nobody likes it. But, if we look at Iran, yeah, you can say, well, Iran's an oligarchy. But if you look at it from sort of a case study, that's a religiously based government. People are persecuted. People are thrown in prison if their practices, actions, and beliefs don't fall in line with the state religion. And so I always saw that as a danger. People should practice their religion in their personal lives if they want to go out and try to, evangelize. Why shouldn't they? But they shouldn't do that from government office. And I think that's really what that Bible verse, that Bible, that quote from, I guess Jesus said it, uh, render unto Caesar's what is Caesar's, and render unto the Lord what is the Lord, means, the government is a secular government, and, we should adhere to the ways of the government when, not let religion become a sayer in government. People are free to practice their religion. The government can't put constraints on that. And, the government can't discriminate, for lack of a better word, against, religions. And that's, to me, that's the way it should be. It seems to reflect the wisdom of the people who knew the dangers of the English church. Um, And so they wanted to make sure there was a separation of governing society plus a free practice of religion. And so to me, that's what render to Caesar what is Caesar's. It's not necessarily taxes, but it's a warning, a caution to keep religion out of government. Practice. We all practice. Some of us practice. Some of you practice religion. But we really shouldn't let it get entangled into government. So it's more than just paying taxes. It's adhering to the structures and stuff that keep people free and don't lead to persecution because somebody doesn't think the way you do or believe the things that you do or practice the way that you do. So anyway, this is starting to drag on, and so I hope you enjoyed this ramble, and tune into the next ones. Thank you.